sort of what got all of this started. Also, I really like the darker roots. It makes my hair, like my natural hair color, look way, way, way darker than it actually is. But I kind of like that, like, the root. I don't know, it looks cool. Anyway, all of this is to say that I've got a friend's wedding coming up, the friend that I met through lifeguard training, who is like my best friend. And I needed to get my hair cut for it, first of all, so I've done it a week beforehand, or about a week and a half, but who's counting? And then I'm gonna get it colored next Wednesday, so that I can look exactly how she wants me to for the wedding, because I enjoy being made up and told how to look. It takes the guesswork out of things. So, anyway, tell me how the hair looks. Should I keep it short? Usually I do go shorter in the summer, but not quite this short. Like this is probably the most drastic cut that I've gotten in years. But anyway, today, I am filming member videos, and this video is the official Sprouts video for May. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I opened up channel memberships about a month ago, and essentially there's two tiers. Both of these tiers are meant to put me on the path towards getting a Blue Yeti microphone for the channel to kind of increase production quality. Fear not, Apple mic is not going anywhere. I love this thing. It's just so that I can get the Blue Yeti to replace the Razer mic. I found ways to make the Razer mic work. It's just not ideal. So hopefully the Blue Yeti is a little bit better. The Razer mic is a streaming mic. I know the Blue Yeti mic is as well, but the Razer mic is sort of purpose-built for streaming, not a lot of options there. It's also incredibly sensitive to background noise, which is just difficult in my house because I live in a duplex. There are people literally on the other side of that wall, and they're not loud, but there's a lot of lumps and bumps that I hear. Thumps and bumps, I should say. But anyway, the Sprouts tier is a 99-cent tier per month, and you get basically progress updates. You get you know what I need to do? I need to cut them short and keep them short because they keep breaking. But I just neglect them. Self-neglect is the name of my game sometimes. Speaking of, though, my redness is really starting to clear up a little bit, so that's good. But here I have what is called a béchamel. Here we go. Béchamel, and it says on the cover, Béchamel Nouvelle Edition, new edition, and I'm holding it upside down. There we are. It says on the front, this wording up at the top, L'art de conjuguer dictionnaire des 12,000. I don't know what 12,000 is. Is it like 12,000? I see that the thing about French numbers that I can never get is like it's 80 is like 80, 4 20s. It's a lot. Dictionnaire de 12,000 verbes. Tout le verbe de la langue française, so all of the verbs in the French language. Les tableaux modèles, les règles d'accord, les règles d'emploi, so how to use them in sort of conversation and things like that. So, first lesson in French is verb conjugation is a lot more of a serious concept than it is in English. Like, of course, we have things like I ran, I run, and I will run. Like, we qualify our verbs with these different either ways of saying them or different words that we put in front of them, essentially. So, like, if I want to say that I'm going to cook tonight, I say that I am going to cook tonight. I don't say something like I cooketh, and that means I do it in the future or whatever. But it works similarly in French, just a lot more complicated. If we are talking about the future tense, there's a couple of different future tenses. The one that I use is like, for example, the verb to eat in French is manger, M-A-N-G-E-R, manger. Now, if I'm going to say I am going to eat rice later, I would say je vais manger riz, because I am saying I will eat rice. I am going to eat rice. Vais is a conjugated form of the word to go. So I say I am going. So je vais manger. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like recalling this from my high school French days. Also, I really need to moisturize my hands, so give me a second as I just do that. But yes, like, they do conjugate similarly to us, but there are some things where, like, there's conjugations for you doing something. So instead of saying you are going to run, which is the same thing as saying I am going to run, it's just the noun is different. The noun is different in that sentence. In French, the noun and also the word changes slightly, not anything dramatic. It's not like I'm saying if you're going to eat, I say, well, or I've eaten, for example, or I am eating right now. If I say I am eating right now, there's not a separate version of eating when I'm talking about you doing that thing. So we just say in English the same thing. Oh, you are eating. What are you eating? I am eating. That kind of thing. But in French, the word changes. So if I say I eat, I say je mange. If I say you eat, I say tu manges. That doesn't sound different on the surface, but the ending, so the verb to eat is manger, M-A-N-G-E-R. If I say saisir, ouïr, fuir, servir, mourir, courir, tenir, accueillir, aller, 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 air, envoyer, essoyer, payer, broyer, crier, crier, modeler, appeler, acheter. We'll go for acheter because that is the French verb for to purchase or to buy, B-U-Y. So, when we're talking about conjugating a French verb, it mostly, to make sense in context, needs a pronoun in front of it. So, a noun, essentially. So, je, I, tu, you, il, elle, or yel. Il is the masculine third person, elle is the feminine third person, and then I-E-L-S, yel, is sort of the new gender neutral pronoun. Essentially, it is the French version of they and them, and this is in use in Quebec and France as far as I know. And then if I'm doing plural pronouns, so nous is we, so N-O-U-S, vous is plural of you, not including me. It can also be a formal you, so instead of saying tu manges, if I respect that person, I might say vous mange, just depending. And then if it is, again, sort of a third person plural, it would either be il, elle, or yel, which sounds exactly like singular, except il, I-L-S, has an S on the end, E-L-L-E-S for the feminine, and then I-E-L-S for the gender neutral. So, if I am going to do this one, présent, that is the present tense. The present tense, of course, being what is happening right now. So if I am purchasing something right now, I would say j'achète instead of a. So you see at the top of the page, A-C-H-E-T-E-R. I would knock off the R, and then I would add an accent to the first E, and then of course acheter starts with a vowel. So instead of saying je achète, I would say j'achète, because whenever there's two vowels together, you remove the first one. So j'achète, if I was saying you are buying something, I would say tu achètes. If I was saying she or they or he buys something, I would say il, elle, or yel achète. If I was saying we are buying, I would say nous achète. If I was saying you, plural, are buying something, I would say vous achète. And it looks like I would say achetez. Nope. The sort of the suffix is always silent. And then if I was saying il, elle, or yel, the plural, they, are purchasing something, I would say il achète. Simple. When we get to different tenses, so if you had in the past, if I said you had bought something in the past, instead of just saying to acheter, or like adding something different, like we say I'm buying or I bought, then the conjugation would stay almost the same. Except, well, no, not the same at all, to the present tense, I should say. Basically, if I'm saying I bought something, I need to make that possessive. So instead of saying j'achète, I would say j'ai acheté. Now, the conjugation is different though. Acheté now is spelled simply A-C-H-E-T-E with an accent aigu over top. Meaning, you would say j'ai acheté. It is not A-C-H-E-T-E-R. If I said tu as acheté, you would still be saying A-C-H-E-T-E accent aigu over top. Just the way that French works. I hope I'm explaining this okay. French is a little bit complicated when you get to the verbs. That's why I stole this. So, I would say, if you had bought something, I would say, tu as acheté. If they had bought something and they were a singular person, I would say, elle a acheté. If I said, we had bought something in the past tense, I would say, nous avons acheté. If I would say, you, plural, had bought something in the past, I would say, vous avez acheté. Okay, sorry, I got briefly interrupted. But anyway, essentially, with présent tense, present tense, you would conjugate to that specific pronoun's suffix on the verb. You take off the er and then you add whatever else. Then for passé composé, so like past tense, and this is like the one that we commonly use for past tense, at least this is what I commonly used in French as a second language class, would be tu as acheté, you have purchased something in the past, is what that sort of implies. So you conjugate avoir for that pronoun, which is the verb to have. So tu as, you have. And then the way that you conjugate acheter, which is the verb, is A-C-H-E-T-E, accent aigu for everything. There's no like nous achetons or something like that, but you don't say achetons anyway. So then if you are saying something like, where is it? There we are. So for futuro simple, which is the future tense that I am most familiar with using, futuro simple, basically you would conjugate it without removing the er. So I would say j'achèterai, tu achèteras, elle achètera. Basically, I might be doing pronunciation a little bit wrong, but this has been a while. So that is essentially how French verb conjugation works. It's way more complicated than that, but you know, I think it's not bad as sort of an intro. So there is, where is avoir in here? Here we go. Okay, so the other two first verbs that I learned in French class are être and avoir. So avoir and être there. So être is the verb to be, essentially to be, exist. I am. It would be, you are conjugating être when I'm saying je suis something, I am something, you're conjugating être. So to conjugate être, you would say je suis, I am, tu es, you are, elle est, she is, nous sommes, we are, vous êtes, you, plural, are, and elles sont, which is they, plural, are. Then if I'm conjugating avoir, which is this second page here, I am conjugating the verb to have. This is how passé composé works. By saying, like, by conjugating avoir and then the verb after it. So j'ai acheté, I had purchased. It's how you would say it in English. So I would say j'ai, I am, tu as, you are, il a, he is, nous avons, we are, vous avez, you, plural, are, and elles sont, which is she, plural, are, they are, essentially. It's they, but they do a gendered language manger. I had eaten. There are certain verbs that do conjugate être for the passé composé for the past tense. I'm going to see if I can't find one as I'm flipping through. Oh, there is manger, the verb to eat. The verb to eat. The verb to eat. The verb to eat is manger. Manger. Here is acheter again, and it's right next to appeler. Appeler, which is the verb to call. The verb to call. The verb to call. The verb to call. Here is crier. Crier, which is the verb to cry. The verb to cry. The verb to cry. Here is essuyer and envoyer. Finir, the verb to finish. Je finis. Tu finis. Now, this is weirdness that I cannot remember any verb that ends in IR is conjugated differently. So, finir, the verb to finish, I would say je finis. Je, F-I-N-I-S. Tu finis, F-I-N-I-S as well. Elle finit, she, F-I-N-I-T. And then, nous finissons. I believe that you pronounce the S on IR verbs, like finissons. I think you pronounce it like that. Nous finissons. We've finished. Or we finish. It's, again, kind of inelegant sometimes, but hey, I don't think that, I don't think that, French is inelegant. I just think that sometimes the words are a little bit hard to grasp. Here is aller, 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 the verb to go, but this is also like, j'y vais, where is it? Oh, here we go. This is a good example of one of the verbs that for passé composé, for the past tense, and I think I kind of messed up when I opened this video, but I'm going to pretend that I'm an authority on this. But for passé composé, instead of conjugating avoir, so saying j'ai allé, that would be very awkward. So I would pronounce, I would conjugate it je suis allé. And even then I would probably say something like je suis allé, because whenever you have verbs and things like that, and S sounds, it changes pronunciations. But to conjugate aller, you would say je vais, tu vas, elle va, nous allons, vous allez, and ils vont, that kind of thing. Okay, so here is sentir, vêtir, this is couvrir, this one is faillir, je vaux, tu vaux, dormir, which is the verb to sleep. I would conjugate this one. Dormir ends in IR, so je dors, tu dors, elle dort, nous dormons, quite the use of, not that it was confusing, it was just like there's a lot going on surrounding it, but is the verb on this page right here. File. File. F-A-I-R-E. Now, this is an R-E verb. Those ones always trip me up. But essentially, je and tu are both A-I-S-U. You just conjugate it with an S and you remove the R-E. So, je fais, tu fais, elle fait, nous faisons, vous faites, ils font. Now, that is the verb to do. And then if you're saying, like, I did something, you're saying, j'ai fait. So, I did something. J'ai fait. Nager, je ne sais pas. But, I went swimming or something like that. But, that is pretty much all that I kind of wanted to tell all of you in terms of a French lesson. I find that the verb conjugation stuff is probably the most difficult of anything. That's why a Béchamel, kind of a book, a resource like this, is so helpful for it. I've done some Duolingo. I'm not a huge, devotee of it. I know some people really like Duolingo, but I just don't think it gives me really the mechanics of a language as much as I would like. So I do like leaning towards immersing myself in the language a little bit more if I can. Of course, that is difficult because I live in Alberta, Canada, which is not the kind of place you should live if you want linguistic diversity. Of course, if you live sort of out east in the rural sections, you get some Ukrainian, some German, some Polish, and if you live a little bit more out west or sort of in between Edmonton and Calgary, you have a lot of French communities, and going further south as well, you do find a lot of French communities here. I remember in grade 9 we went to Jasper. If any of you are not familiar with Jasper, it's the less famous version of Banff, but I think it's more beautiful. The town is way worse, but I like the scenery around Jasper a little bit more, but that's obviously personal and subjective. But Jasper is like a French community. It's essentially a bilingual community, so going places like that I think is the best way to start acquiring a language, because you can go online all you want, but unless you're using the language, then you're not really helping. That's why when I was wanting to learn Korean, and I really need to get back into it, I really wanted to read. I have a collection of short stories now. I really wanted to read Korean short stories and watch Korean media, because I was thinking, well, that would be really interesting. I'm kind of immersing myself in it more. Unfortunately, the friend that I was learning it with is taking an extended stay back in Korea because there's a member of her family who is not well, but hopefully she should be coming back within a year or so, so fingers crossed. I hope everything is going okay with her. If you are watching, you know who you are. You're a lovely, wonderful, sweet person, and I can't wait to see you again. But anyway, abaisser, abandonner, abasourdir, abattardir, abattre, obséder, abdiquer, aberrer, abétir, abhorrer, abîmer, abjurer, ablater, abloquer, abolir, abommer, abominer, abonner, abonir, aborder, aboucher, aboutir, aboyer, abraser, abréger, abreuver, abricoter, abrier, abriter, approcher, abrutir, absorber, absentir, abstraire, abuser, acanarder, accabler, accaparer, accastiller, accenture, accorder, accorder, accoster, accoucher, accourir, accroire, acculer, accuser, acheminer, acheminer, acheter, acidifier, acter, aller, adémettre. Fun fact, there's like a million French verbs that start with A. Wow. Wow. Boitiller. Bondir. Bonifier. Bonir. Border. Bourder. Brasser. Brancher. Buller. Caguer. Cahier. Calcer. Charbonner. Chaptaliser. Chevillère. Chevreter. Guiader. Chicorée. Cliché. Cléonaire. Clochardiser. Coxer. Collaborer. Collapser. Combiner. Commentaire. Complétaire. Complémentaire. Comportaire. Composter. Compter. Cotir. Convulser. Convoyer. Coucher. Débarrer. Débuter. Débrider. limousiner, laser, limouger, limousinerie, limousinaire, sorry, lire, liserie, lithographier, lobotomiseur, locuteur, lolf, logère, longueur, loser, lotir, louer, louper, leurrer, louveteur, lubrifier, liser, lysophilisère, macadamiser, manger, manier, maquiller, massifier, méringer, mendier, mettre, modeler, moufler, moufeter, mourir, médifier, munitionnaire, mouvoir, moucher, mourir, moulureur, nager, mentir, nipper, nordir, nuancer, obtenir, aubry, oppresseur, peller, pacifier, panner, parier, paloter, pâle, payer, pajoter, poser, pleuvoir, placer, peser, plaire, pimenter, quier, quintupler, coter, rabâcher, rabanter, rabonnier, raser, ranger, rajouter, rajuster, rassir, rayer, répaisser, rebâtir, rebattre. Oh dear, that skipped ahead a lot of pages. Let's go for, there's a lot of R ones. There we go. Séjourner, servir, slalomer, skier, sonner, sortir, sordre, sourire, sous-louer, stagner, statuaire, staffer, succombre, succomber, survoler, tâcher, tambouler, tamiser, transmettre, tractaire, traitière, transsudaire, tyranniser, typer, vacciner, valiser, valoir, fétir, and then here's all of the Z ones. Réaliser, zapper, zébrer, serveur, zester, zésaillère, cyber, suteur, cigoulier, ciguerre, zigzaguer, singer, zinzinsulé, zipper, zoner, zonzoner, zoomer, zouaver, zouker, zozoter, zouné, Swansea, Zuter. Okay. So, thank you for listening to my terrible French lesson. I probably got a lot